Hello! I'm in a we all have this problem. It's a slightly dark hallway, but I'm sharing with you today a design that I created for a charity which I'm delighted to be the ambassador of, which is Calums Cabin. And this was the dream of a pair of twins, Calum and Jenna from the Isle of Bute, Rothsay, whose dream when Calum started to become ill was to find a place where children could go with their mums and dads and have a little bit of a holiday. And initially he just thought maybe a hut or a caravan, but his legacy, and with all the hard work of his mum and dad, Caroline and Duncan, and his surviving sister Jenna, they have created spaces where families can comfortably spend time near the hospital where their children are having and undergoing treatment. So this area was born from the necessity to create areas for support for these families. And we started off with Calums Cabin on Bute, then created another one. And I'm actually now in our third apartment in the centre of Glasgow, serving the local hospitals here. So today I would like to take you through a look of how we created a look of family comfort, durability, safety and friendliness to create not only a series of interiors that I'm very proud of, that Claudia and I at John Amabile Design created for Calums Cabin, but also a series of interesting interiors for you to look at. But it's nice to know that design is design for good, as well as just good living. Well, there's my sample boards at the door. I'll tilt that up there. So I'm going to start in the hallway. So here we are in the hallway. Now, like a lot of you, you may have internal hallways that don't have windows shining light back onto them unless it's via the door being open in the bathroom or a bedroom. So to make sure that you capitalize on a feeling of space in your hallways, opt for, and in this case you'll see I've opted for a textured paper which is slightly iridescent, which means like a butterfly's wing, it catches the light from different angles. And this is a vinyl wallpaper, so it's washable and durable and great for high trafficked areas like hallways. So this gives, as you see, scanning down the hall, a lovely feeling of iridescence. And on top of that, because you'll see there's a theme running through most of these apartment designs, and basically I've looked at nature. So there's a little hint to the natural element, and in this case a lovely feature mirror with this bronze leaf effect here accents beautifully these pieces of art which are originals, and these are again in a wooden frame to evoke the feeling of naturalness in the wooden doors, a lovely Hessian background, and these beautiful hand blasted or sprayed effect wood effect trees, bringing in all of those lovely iridescent tones, and all together the iridescence with the nature and the natural side, and that's a colour I've used a lot, and it's Dulux Egyptian cotton, and it's lovely with warm greys, it's lovely with bronzes and golds, and it's great with timbers, and it really leads us into the atmosphere that we're trying to create for families uprooted, maybe away from home, spending some time here, but also inspire you to look at your interiors in a different way. This apartment is at the top of the building here in Glasgow, and I will pull back those fabulous voiles in a second to let you see the view, or I'll end up out there. And what I've done with the voile is, as well as lining it wall to wall and oversailing even the width of the window itself, because in the night time, in the evening when the blinds are down, it creates a lovely big wall of fabric. But this is a lovely sumptuous voile with tones of grey, and it's slightly shot with an iridescent silver. And what I've done is I've taken that same fabric and I've asked Cottrell Light Centres, Cottrell & Co, to make me these drum shades with the inners in an iridescent silver, and the voile is put on the outside of the shade, and it works really, really well because it brings in the tones of the curtains but gives a lovely soft bounce of light. And that really sets the pace of this interior. We're up high, we want a feeling of tranquility and space, and to plan out the room, we have loads of room here. So having a look, we have the all-important, especially if there's brothers and sisters here staying, great big TV to use, and I've created 2 areas of storage which keeps all of the clutter in one space. When I say clutter, I mean beautiful, accessorized accessories. But those keep everything in place. A little false plant there, so even when the apartment is not in use, because it's a false palm, it just keeps everything fresh. And to put some, I'm always saying meat on the bones, we do have all the wood tones here. So we've got lovely chunky mango wood coffee table and side tables, and the warmth of the wood brought into the rug, pulling in the rattan and the plants. But we've gone a little bit more, bringing the gold in, but an almost geometric gold effect wallpaper. Gold on that lovely slaty bluey grey. So it gives the apartment a feeling of elegance and modernity. And adding a bit of contrast and pulling in the legs of the mango table, we've brought in some darker shades on these tripod lamps, and this lovely mirror, again in black, just weights down the feeling of contrast. Everything again is about the iridescence, even the cushions with this faux velvet or bark effect here works super well, in with the sumptuous soft tones. And then for some fun, because as I said, nature is really the background inspiration for this design. And this cushion by Christian Lacroix really is a talking point, but it's just a bit of fun and pops in the room. Without it and the detail on the rug, it could be pretty boring. So we have an open plan dining area here off from the kitchen, which is a good portion sized oak effect table. And through, and you'll see what I've done is I've taken the voiles and then run them from the living room right down into the kitchen, because you also have a door onto the patio. And what that does is it adds, and if you have a patio door, it's a good idea to put some nice voiles on, because in the winter time and it's dark outside, that window really with the lights inside becomes a big mirror. So this is a beautiful area of softness. It's well ventilated as well. And although this kitchen is more or less sort of bone greys and black, I put the softer tone on the walls and the colour to add a bit of warmth, because the black was very contrasty. Now you'll see again that voile leading us down here. We're actually on a curve. This whole building's on a curve, but you'll see that that sweeps round to give a beautiful ambience and feeling of comfort and style and durability. We have a washable wool with a soft tweed, a little hint to Scotland there. So this is the family room, and we also have 2 bedrooms here. We've got one for kiddies and one as a master bedroom. So the kids' bedroom, a lot of fun here. Now I've actually, don't know why I'm whispering because it's daytime, but we have we've an area here. Now this means that these 2 single beds can be pushed together, and because the headboards are separated down the centre, you'll see those can actually be 2 single beds or made into a double, because those headboards can split. We have a fabric effect wallpaper, again in a vinyl, coming down to a lovely soft stitch headboard and simply contrasting onto and accessorizing with some really coordinating cushions, softwood tripod small lamp, and just a little funky chest of drawers bringing in steel and wood. So it's durable, it's sophisticated, but it's still got a lot of fun. And even those elephants are very happy in here, I'm sure. I've done a similar trick in this room by using a voile to wrap around a drum shade and put a plastic diffuser bottom, so you're not lying in bed at night and looking at the light bulb, but the light from the voiles here, and you'll see I do have a blackout blind, which we've done in this. It's almost like plasticated to avoid the light coming through, and it's got these stars on it for some kiddie fun. But the voile at night time just gives a wall to wall. It's almost like a fabric feature wall, but it's fabric, not wallpaper. And you'll see in behind, when we pull the blind up, it allows the light back into the room, flooding in, but still keeping that lovely feeling of texture on the fabrics. And looking back into the room, you'll see it's just a fun, usable, comfy space. Another little trick there, if you're tight for space, for storage, we're lucky because we've got a walk-in wardrobe in here. But if you can have a divan bed or bed base, you can have drawers, pull-out drawers, which is great for extra storage. If you don't have the divan base, it's on the legs, I'd invest in some crates with tops on them to keep them dust-free. But storage under beds, out of sight, really works well. So that's a stunning little bedroom for the brother or the sister or an extra extended family to be made into a double bed, and works really well. Now, just like in hotels and major homes, there's a master bedroom. And in this case, we haven't gone for second best. We've got a similar theme running through where we have the voile and the blackout blind, because we want as much light in here during the day, but we want some privacy at night time. So the blackout blinds can come down, the voiles can close, and it looks like a wall of fabric. It's really hotel, boutique chic I'm always going on about. Now, another little top tip. I mentioned when I came into this apartment that there aren't any windows in the hallway. So across from the entrance into the bedroom, I've put this lovely piece of art, and it's like looking into a forest. So when you open the bedroom door in the morning to walk into the hall, after you've used the ensuite, or through into the kitchen to make some breakfast, that mirrored almost image of a forest. And Glasgow is called Deer Green Space. There's a lot of really lovely foliage, and we're at the top of the height of trees here. So that actually is almost better than a window, without the ventilation sadly, but you do see a lovely view as you open the door, and it takes you into the hallway and back into the living room. But the master bedroom itself, you'll see, is a beautiful combination of slate and blue and grey, and a similar idea you'll see from next door. We have the voiles, as I mentioned. We've got a piece of art which pulls the colours into the room. We have the voile, which is a wall of voile and will look like a feature wall when the blackout blind is down in the evening. Storage chests, but the feature wall you'll see is this stunning leaf, almost veins of a leaf effect pattern on the walls, and that's echoed into the cushions on the bed. And we're bringing in some of the tweed on the bedside cabinets and these stunning big glass bases, so we're reflecting light in as well. Stunning soft stitch headboard, works extremely well, and coordinating through. A simple trick just to bring everything together. And a little chair in the corner, bringing in a little bit of the geometric from the living room, an echo to tweeds and woven fabrics, and into the ensuite. Just simply done. This was donated, this fantastic Highland cow picture. Wood effects, the soft Egyptian cotton beige on the walls, bringing in the grey and the towels, brown and grey and moleskin and taupes all work really well. In fact, that's a great tip if everything's becoming a little too grey. I know some of my Amabile Home Haven group have been mixing their warm tones with their greys to great effect. Keep it going. But this then is the perfect foil to the wallpaper, which again is a vinyl, which is hard wearing. It's almost plasticated, so it's washable, and it's got this beautiful soft vein effect leaves. So all in all, a beautiful restful room to spend time in and relax. And you'll see most of this apartment is all based around the tones of blue greys, hinting into bronzes, golden greens, and keeping that warm, comfortable, almost marshmallow background, whether it's on a voile or it's on a feature wall, or featuring onto, again, the blues with the golds and the geometrics, all works extremely well. And it's really, really interesting to be able to use the blues and the greys and teaming them with golds and minks and antelope colours or moleskin or whatever you want to call it. Now, I did say I would finish on this lovely shot. This is us looking over Glasgow. You can see Glasgow University in the background. And that's the original, that's an original almost Victorian Edwardian terrace down there. So you can see the views are amazing. And I'll just open the window properly. And here we have out onto all the landmarks of Scotland, of Glasgow. The Hydro, the Armadillo, BBC Scotland in the background, all the new buildings, seeing all the new buildings happening, integrating into all the old buildings, the iconic Glasgow University, up to Park Circus, to the mosque, and what a vista to end what really is an amazing apartment that does amazing things for people in need, and also hopefully inspires you to look at your home in a natural blue-grey, warm beige way. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you tell me what you think. I'd love to see how you're spending your days interior design wise at home. Bye.